Okay, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala Rasulihil Kareem. So in our last meeting, we discussed what are the fara'is of ghusl. The bare minimum is to wash your mouth thoroughly till the back of the throat, till the back of the mouth where the throat starts, to wash the nose till the soft part, and then the whole body must become wet, right? Those were the fara'is. Then we discussed the sunnah to wash your hands, to make istinja, right? And then to make wudu, and then to pour water on your whole body. And then also if the place where you are making ghusl is a place where the water gather, then to move away from that water and then wash your feet because you haven't washed your feet as yet. And if you in a place where the water doesn't gather, like how we have, uh, showers, the water drains away on its own, etc. Then you don't have to move. You can wash your feet finish in the wudu, right? So now, interesting. Today we're going to start about one is those things that make ghusl wajib. When does ghusl become wajib upon a person, right? Okay, you can read Bismillah. Loud. Okay, so what, you got dafti or dafaqida? Dafti, okay. It's written there, but it's sakin, right? Okay, interesting. So, Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Ma'ani here means, normally ma'ani means like meaning, but in this context here, ma'ani refers to the reasons. So, wal ma'ani al mujibatu, that is like the mubtada, ne? So the things, an awjaba yujibu mujibu, the things that make ghusl faraz, lil ghusli for ghusl, inzalul manigi is the coming out of sperm, right? So when sperm comes out of a body of a person, right? Now normally there's a lot of liquids that comes out. There'll be a bit more detail as we go through the subject, but just to understand, there's three type of liquids that come out from the front organ of a male. One is what we term as precoital fluid. That is when a person is excited, and that is normally clear. It's sticky. It doesn't have a bad smell, right? And then there's another one that's called muzzy. Then the other one is muddy, wadi. Wadi is that normally when a person have an illness, when you pick up heavy things. But money, just before we carry on to understand, money is that which is more or less a bit thick. It has a strong smell, bad smell. In the kitab, ra'ihatun karihatun. It has a bad smell. And just to simplify it, it's normally that one where after which a person feels satisfied. If a person is excited and you get the pre-coital food, then you don't feel satisfied. Your shahwa is still there. So that is so an easy way to understand. I gave you three things here. It has a bad smell, very strong smell, and also after that you feel satisfied, like your shahwa is finished, right? That's the way to understand what it is, right? Obviously, a married person will understand, but for a person who's not married, there's an easy way to understand that it has a bad smell, strong smell, and after that you feel satisfied, right? So see, I'm gonna take it word by word. The first thing is when there's money, which I told you what it is, inzal money ala wajhi dafaqi. The first thing, it must come out with force. That's the first condition. So, and the second condition was shahwati. It must come out with desire and lust. So, what does this mean here? This means, for example, simple example, if, for example, a person got sickness, right? That money just comes out of his body. People actually have this illness. It comes out in odd times. He was not excited or he was not having a husband-wife relationship, nothing. The money just came out. Then according to this text here, is ghusl wajib? No. Right. And when we come to the next part here, there's another thing I want to show you here, what I'm going to explain you. Then mina rajuli, this comes when it comes from a man, wal mar'ati, or even from a woman. Just remember this tafaq was shah, a bit more explanation to come at a later stage, but I will give it to you at that point in time. Right? So if this happens to a man, it's become wajib, and even a woman. Now, in Darasat Tirmizi, that is a Shara of Tirmizi Sharif in Urdu, Mufti Taqi Uthmani says, he mentions in there, he says, although it's very rare for it to happen to a woman, but it can happen to a woman. A woman can have a wet dream. A woman can have a wet dream. A woman, maybe when she's excited without any husband relationship, she can also have inzal, she can climax, and she can also have money that comes out. Are you with me? See there? You see halatan naumi. That's the next thing. See, I'm explaining each word in detail. Whether it happens when you are asleep, so in your sleep, maybe you are dreaming something, and the result of that, the sperm came out. Well, yaqzati, or even when you are awake, you were thinking about something, or na'udhu billah, you were watching something, or you saw something, and then sperm came out. And I told you there's the two conditions: came out with force, and you experience desire at that point in time. And whether it's a woman or a man, and I tell you, sometimes people think it can't happen to women, although it's very, very rare with regards to women, but it can happen with a woman. And if it does happen, then ghusl will also be wajib. Are you with me? Interesting. وعند الشافعي خروج المني كيفما كان يوجب الغسل. As Imam Shafi says that the coming out of sperm, right, however it is, it means كيفما كان. It means whether it comes out with any desire or no desire, or if shoot out, it doesn't shoot, doesn't matter. Just so long as, so in other words, he's more strict in this one. As Imam Shafi is, and maybe the actual sperm came out, whatever, right? Yujibul ghusla. And what is his reasoning? Liqawli alayhi salam, because Nabi Sallam said, al-ma'u min al-ma'i. Nabi Sallam said, water is from water. And when you mean water, you mean, what does water mean? Ghusl is when water come out. And so I'm saying, if you look at this, it is general. There's nothing here that the water must come out with force, or the water must come out with lust, whatever. It's just when water come out, then water becomes faraz upon you. So he's using the generality of the hadith of Nabi Sallam. Are you with me? He's using the generality of the hadith of the al-ma'u min al-ma'i. Yani al-ghuslu min al-mani. That ghusl becomes wajib from money, irrespective of whether it came out with lust or no lust, right? Or whether it came out with force or out force, or it just dropped out, whatever. That is his proof. Now our proof. ولنا أن الأمر بالتوفيق. Okay, read. But carry on. Yeah, this is our reason. This here, we say, Allah Ta'ala says, وَإِن كُنْتُمْ جُنُوبًا فَطَّهَّرُوا. When you are in janabat, فَطَّهَّرُوا, then cleanse yourself thoroughly, right? So, what makes ghusl wajib? When you are in janabat. Now, we know when you are in janabat, you must make ghusl. Now, what is janabat? If you look at the word janabat, you look at it lexically, you studied, janabat normally means when a person has fulfilled his desires, when a person is satisfied. So if the sperm just came out, dropped out without any desire, that means he's not in halatul janabat. And so I'm saying the word janabat, like, we discussed this here, we told you tayammum. What does tayammum mean? Tayammum means to intend. So how can you make tayammum without having the intention of tayammum? Remember, so same thing we're saying here, that janabat, it means that your desire has been fulfilled. And if something just drops out without desire, that means you are not a junubi. And if you're not a junubi, ghusl don't become wajib. Are you with me? Exactly. The command with cleansing yourself, which is right, yatanawal junub. Tathir ala wajhi shahwati. When it comes out with desire. When it comes out with desire, without desire, you won't say that person is junub. That's why you say, yuqalu أجنب الرجل, to say that the person is in حالة الجنابة إذا قضى شهوته من المرأة, when he fulfilled his desire with a woman. So you're saying, lexically speaking, لغة, the word janabat entails the fulfillment of shahwa. So if there's no fulfillment of shahwa, it just came out, dropped out, it will not be wajib, right? Then we have to answer the hadith of Nabi Sallallahu Imam Shafi's proof. Remember Imam Shafi, al-ma'u min al-ma'i. Water is from water. And it's general. So we say, wal hadithu mahmul ala khuruj an shahwat. We say that even though the hadith is general, but it is understood that when water comes out of shahwa, then ghusl will become wajib. You understood? You will take that's right. There's one principle. You put the Quran first, and also another principle. When something is general and you got another text that explains its specifics, then you'll use the specifics to explain the general. You understand what I'm saying? So even though al-ma'u min al-ma' is general, it just says water is from water, which means that the ghusl become wajib. Its sperm comes anyway. But the other text to suggest no, it must come out with shahwa. You understood? So you'll use the other text to specify this one, right? So the next part of the of it is very interesting here. ثم المعتبر عند أبي حنيفة ومحمد انفصاله عن مكانه على وجه الشهوة. This is a bit of a tricky one here, but inshallah we'll try to explain it as best as we can. See, we try to explain it as best as we can, inshallah, but a tricky one. See, look at when a person has inzal means the sperm come out, right? So when the sperm, when a person experiences that ecstasy, right? When a person experiences ecstasy, and when the sperm actually leave the body, there's a small break in between there. Are you with me? The moment you feel you're having that climax, it's not the sperm is not coming out immediately. It comes a little while after that. Are you with me? Are you sure you're with me? Maybe the ladies they won't be able to relate to this so well, but the men will be able to relate to this. But in order to understand this ibarat, you have to explain this. So we have to explain it, unfortunately. So what I'm saying is, when a person experiences izal, that climax or that ecstasy experiences, a little while after the sperm leaves the body. So now I'm not sure from a medical point of view, but from a Islamic point of view, they say that that time when the sperm, when you experience the ecstasy, it's leaving the place where it was, like you say, manufactured. Its place of, although from Islamic point of view, they say the original place where the sperm come from is from the back. Now I remember always we should think maybe the sperm is manufactured in the testicles, but actually the original place where the sperm comes is from the back. So okay, coming back to this here. So we say when the sperm leaves its place, that is when you experience the shahwa, right? And then a little while after you see it leaves the body. So sometimes a person um, might have climaxed, but the sperm never leave his body as yet. Are you with me? So it's possible that a person, if for example he climaxes, right, and he squeezes the tip of his organ, he climaxed but nothing came out. Now, you think I'm talking nonsense here, but you'll have to understand to understand the text here. You have to understand this here, right? So if, for example, you climax and you squeeze the tip of your organ, nothing comes out. Are you with me? So because that shows you that the climax is not when it leaves your body, but the climax is when it leaves somewhere in your body. Are you with me? Right. Now, if you understood that here, see now the ibarat. ثم المعتبر in the see Imam Hanifa and Muhammad is called what? They are called طرفين. Right. They say انفصال عن مكان على وجه الشهوة. So it must, as long as you experience the ecstasy when it leaves its original place, ghusl become wajib. So according to them, listen nicely now. If a person is having a wet dream and you squeeze the front of it and you don't let the sperm come out, and then you keep it in for 2 minutes, and when you are calm again, you leave it and come out, ghusl is still wajib. Because why? You had the shahwa that left its original place. Are you with me? توصيكم وإن أبي يوسف رحمه ظهور أيضا رايت إن أبي يوسف ظهوره أيضا إن اعتبار الخروج بالمزايلة. هل Imam Yusuf says that you must have shahwa both times when it leaves your back and when it comes out of your body. So according to Imam Yusuf, if you are experiencing a wet dream and you squeeze the front or you tie it up and you climax everything and you wait 5 minutes and then you leave it and then it comes out, ghusl is not wajib because there wasn't shahwa when it left its place and there wasn't, sorry, there was shahwa and left it, but there wasn't shahwa when it left the body. Are you with me? You understood that? In Sharh al-Wiqaya, normally you do Quduri. After you Quduri, you do Sharh al-Wiqaya. Then you come to Hidaayah. That is a bridge between. In the Hasha, it's mentioned there that according to Imam, if you are visiting somebody, a young unmarried man is visiting somebody that has young daughters, when he goes sleep, he must tie his thing up. Why must he tie his thing up? That in the morning, if this man go in bath, this guy is going to say, hey, what, this guy is a faulty guy. He came here to my house, now he's going to bath the next morning. He's got bad thoughts about my daughters, whatever. So by tying his thing up, even if he have a wet dream, but because there was no shahwa when it came out, ghusl is not wajib. You understood? Although the fatwa is not on Imam Yusuf's call, the fatwa is not on Imam Yusuf's call. So now look at the ibarat again. See, what is we say? Let's say in fisaluhu min makanihi. Let's say that when it leaves the back, let's just say for the back, you just from an Islamic point of view. Although I told you maybe scientifically you say when it leaves the testicles, whatever. So for the woman also, if she does something similar, there's the same will apply. If she maybe stop it from coming out of her body, then according to Tarafain, it won't be wajib. Only when it leaves the body, then it will become wajib with shahwa, right? So the same thing, the same scenario can be explained, applied to a woman as well. The same scenario can be uh, so wajib. Imam Yusuf said that it must come out, it must be shahwa when it comes out. So it means if you stop it from coming out and then it comes out 5 minutes when you are settled, then ghusl is not wajib. You understood that? Now look at the ibarat. ثم المعتبر عند أبي حنيفة. What is considered by Imam Hanifa and Muhammad? انفصاله is separating an makani from its place. And here we mean the original place, say the back or the testicles. على وجه الشهوة والدesire. But in the Abi Yusuf, according to Abi Yusuf, ظهوره أيضا when it appears outside the body. So ظهوره also, right? اعتبارا للخروج بالمزاب اعتبارا للخروج بالمزايلة. So what he says here is considering it coming out with the separation. We just give you the proper what you call it here. Yeah, he says that ghusl is related to both. Ghusl is not just related to it leaving its place from where. So what he say, what Imam Yusuf is saying that if, for example, a person experiences a climax, right? This is what he's saying, and nothing comes out of his body, nothing comes out. Say whether he's holding it or not, nothing comes out of his body. Will you say ghusl became wajib for person? You say ghusl never become wajib. Yes, when something comes out of his body, then you say ghusl became wajib. They're saying, see, ghusl depends upon it leaving its original place and it leaving the body. So that if ghusl is related to both, so that means there must be shahwat at both times also. Are you with me? Yeah. Right. Is it ghusl يتعلق because ghusl is related to both when it leaves the place and when it appears from the body, right? Are you with me? Just want to check one second, one thing here and check. Yeah. So this little khuruj because it's coming out with the separation. So you say until it doesn't come, it makes its appearance, it doesn't leave the body. You won't say it really came out as yet. You with me? So see, so right. So then itibaran lil khuruji, because he's saying the coming out was separating. The complete separation is only found when it leaves the body. So there also there must be shahwa, right? ولو ما أنه متى وجب من وجه متى وجب من وجه فالإحياء في الإيجاب. Remember I told you, I mentioned before, remember when we done the introduction of Hidaayah, I told you Imam Hanifa, all his masail was premised on istiyat. Remember I told you that Imam Hanifa is most cautious. That is why most of the time, if you look at the bab of taharat and you look at the bab of ibadat, fatwa is given to Imam Hanifa because he's most caution in that. Remember I told you. And obviously ibadat is the most important thing in the life of believer. So the Hanafi Mazhab is fatwa on his call because we want extra caution. We don't want to put your ibadat in jeopardy. So what he's saying here is, they're simply saying here, look here, in saying ghusl is wajib. If there was shahwa at the time of his leaving or his place, there's more caution in that. There's more caution in that. If you're going to say no, if a person stopped it from coming out of his body, what if it was wajib only when it leaves there, then your no, ibadah is not accepted. So rather go with the cautious road. That's why I tell you, in ibadah, we always err on the side of caution. We always err on the side. So we're saying, ولو ما أنه متى وجب من وجه. In other words, if you say, look at a scenario where a person, he tied his thing up, his front organ, whatever, right? And he never let and he had a wet dream and it never come out. So according to Tarafain, it is wajib. According to Imam, it's not wajib. So they said, they were saying, well, أنه متى وجب من وجه. When it has become wajib in one way, that means it has left its original receptacle, whichever. فالإحياء في الإجابة. So caution demands we make it now wajib in all ways. So, right, whether it came out with shahwa from the body or not. Although now this is, we say the fatwa here is on Imam Hanifa's call, but sometimes if there's zarurat, if there's need, maybe you went up Kilimanjaro, for example, and now you know if you go bad day in the morning, you're gonna die. So then you must time up at night time. So you know that. So although maybe at a later stage when you get water, you can make ghusl, but sometimes at the need, a time of strong necessity, then you can practice upon somebody else's I mean another call in the madhab, even though the fatwa is not on the at the time of necessity, yes, then you can do that. Okay, we're gonna break there for the tafsir, inshallah.